It has indeed.
I thought we were gonna get a countdown.
Are we live?
Are you?
Have we been live this whole time?
I mean, it's sort of like a back and
check
forth. I wouldn't.
No,
I wouldn't
surely not. Surely not.
worry about it too much.
Surely.
But you are live now, and as you can tell, viewers, the race to starting the stitching is going
Oh God!
well.
No, wait.
What?
Jackie just said yes, and then no.
Well, that's Jackie then. I don't understand what I'm supposed to be listening to right now.
I know, seriously. I like. Should I introduce? Like, what's happening? I'm just
No,
waiting
I can
for the car
introduce.
ad
It's
to
just
stop,
that
which is my favorite thing for this whole quarantine. It's been like, oh my God, no, we are live. Holy shit! Hi, everybody.
Yeah, I said we were live 3 times.
Countdown, like an actual countdown.
Okay,
we
so
were.
I said we were live
Sorry, I was
3 times,
sitting
and
around.
it's my fault yet again.
You were muted.
I was muted on
Again.
Discord, not on the stream. So I'm sorry that there's
I don't
4
have
different
this-
things that I have to do, and you just have to sit there and stitch. Yeah, I said it.
I'm sorry, sir.
Wait, should I have the stream open? Am I gonna
I
need
don't
that?
have
Or
any-
you're not gonna talk on
No,
this?
I'm going.
Oh.
No,
No,
As
we're
you can all
currently
tell,
streaming.
as
This
you
is
can all
like,
tell,
we're
we
doing
are
so good.
we are super
We're so professional.
super on top of it.
We're super on top of it. We haven't. The quarantine has not stolen any of our brain power
No, not
at
even a
all.
little.
Not even a little. Not even all of it.
So, welcome to Stitch and Bitch. This is our weekly show where we decide to sit down and do a craft while we sort of discuss things with each other, have a little meet and greet with some of the players, and talk about characters, talk about things, talk about the state of the apocalypse, and
Yeah.
make sure that we're all
Make
doing
sure that-
okay.
Apparently, we're not.
No.
We're already.
I want
Yeah.
to have my crocheting. There we go.
Yeah, but
I
like,
want to
but
see my
look,
crochet. Is that Crawford?
Look at have it.
crafts.
Yeah, of course it's Crawford. No, I stole another cat.
I don't know if you have
Oh,
2
look how
cats.
good I
It's a
am.
Jeez.
completely different cat.
No, I wish I had 2 cats.
God.
I thought
I don't
you
know your
did
life,
have two
Chelsea.
cats.
I don't. No, that was not a diss towards you. That was me realizing, like, I don't know how many cats you have, and I feel like that's
well,
a sign of.
technically, I have 3, but I only have 1 here.
Where
Some number
The other
that's
2 are
less
in
than
my
3.
mom's.
I have. Crawford's like,
are the
huh?
other
Where's the other
Crawford's
cat?
mad. Crawford's like, what?
So where's the other
He's like,
cat?
"Come on, friend."
When was I
you
told?
bringing these other cats in here?
He'd kill them.
Bringing other cats in
Probably.
here?
Yeah. So.
You smell like other cats.
Let us I mean, obviously part of the show is just sort of the joy and fun of us fucking around for probably like an hour.
For a little
but-
bit. I mean,
But
a
first
little
and
bit.
foremost, Chelsea plays
Yeah.
Nameless on our show, The Natural Ones, every Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern Daylight Savings Time. And
There's-
Eastern
square.
daylight savings time?
yeah, because we are in that.
But what about
Daylight
when we're
savings
not
time
in
is
that?
silly.
Then it's
I know
standard
it's-
time.
So,
That's the difference between EST and EDT.
to be honest,
There's a difference. I
Chelsea's
really,
like, I just thought they were letters.
I didn't know
I
that
truly
EDT
did.
was
I
an
didn't know-
option. Like, I
me
didn't.
neither.
Mine was always EST.
Eastern Standard Time.
Yeah,
can't
guys,
EST.
that's why there's the separation of daylight savings and standard time. That's why we need it. What's
Is
going
it really
on?
just
Is
called
it too
standard
loud?
time?
I'm okay. Hold on. I can just turn it down to there. Okay.
Oh, Chris is like too loud.
Sup, Chris?
Everybody's too loud. We have to get on. All right.
Wait, but is it really just called Standard Time? It's like springtime is Standard Time? Or spell time?
Yeah,
This is riveting. I'm
small
not-
time?
it is. Yeah, it is
Small
exactly
time
why it's
is a
called
live-in
standard
time?
time. Because daylight savings was a thing that Americans introduced to. It was for farmers, right? It was because they
I
needed.
learned that from the West Wing.
But, so it's daylight savings. Well, why don't we just call it Eastern Savings Time? and just keep the same letters.
Take it up with Ben Franklin, man. He
Eastern
was the one.
Savings Time.
Daylight savings.
Okay, well here's
EST?
the thing. Why would you want it the same letters when they mean two different things? Why would you want that? Why would you want more confusion when it actually does make sense why there's the different acronyms?
Got you there, Chelsea.
I don't understand that logic.
I thought for the laziness of it, but now I don't think I like it.
But now it's just confusing.
Now that I realize
No.
the same letter meaning two different things is the entire problem with the English language.
To be fair, I didn't know there was EDT, so
Yeah.
living my
Yeah,
truth.
I didn't know EDT was a thing.
Most people will just sort of like, I don't know. Most people
just a
don't
time
have
and-
any like real like desire to learn the difference anyway. It doesn't matter. It doesn't really help anything. It's not a thing that we actually need anymore.
Well,
We don't.
speaking of people who don't really have any desire, I don't really have any desire to continue talking about time. I want to talk about D&D.
Well, I'm sorry that
Then-
our conversation. I'm sorry that you spent the 10 minutes leading into our show talking about fucking other stuff.
I didn't know it was
But that
live.
is the premise of the show.
And yes. And also,
This is why this
that-
show is fun. Is like because I have no physical presence, and so
yeah,
it's
you're
all
just
it's
sort of
the
a chaos god.
yeah,
You're
yeah,
just sort of a
exactly.
chaos voice
It's
out of
so
nowhere.
fun. Also,
Just like in My Little Pony.
just like in my
Just
yeah,
like My Little
sure.
Pony.
Your
Is that a
Discord.
thing in My Little Pony?
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's Discord, and he
Yeah.
is the evil, not evil, but he's Fluttershy's best friend. That would make us best friends, Tyler.
He-
'cause
oh,
I
great.
am Fluttershy.
But well, Discord
would
is
be
also
Discord.
The villain is called Discord?
yeah, he's a dragon.
because he brings about Discord in the. He's
It's
not a
a-
dragon per se. He's like a
Right.
dragon mixed with a griffin, many things.
Yeah, he's a chaos
Highly
god
recommend.
thing.
It's on.
But he's
Netflix?
he's
Binge it.
played by the man who played Q in Star Trek: The Next Generation.
Yes, I watched.
Fun.
I
He's
learned
a very
on
nice
Bronies.
person. I met him.
I don't know either. Those
I
shows.
worked a day on the show The Librarians. Remember that show?
No.
It was
The
filmed in
Librarian.
Portland. And Jonathan Frakes also directed that episode that I worked on. It was crazy. So two Star Trek
Fun.
people in the same day. It was awesome.
Ah,
Okay.
so much
I
stuff.
think
So much
this
Trek.
is not gonna work for Chelsea.
So Chelsea,
It,
when you bring up I'm trying to distract from your
from the
floundering.
disaster yarn.
No.
Oh, buddy.
So speaking of My Little Pony, that actually leads me to my first question for you. What in fantasy is sort of your favorite genre? What is the thing that like you seek in a story? What's the thing that grips you? And if you can attach that to fantasy, it'd be great. Like if you could give an example, but more importantly, like what is the thing about a story that like grips you?
I like to see strong characters who are put in circumstances that do not fit them. So I think
you
that
like
kind of is like
irony.
an over. Yeah, it's not even irony per se, but it's like I like when the characters are challenged to do something that they would not be thought they could normally do. Because I think that I like the conflict of expectation versus the turnout.
Reality.
It's not even reality because it's like I don't know. Like I'm trying to think of a very good example, but I truly like to let's go to Titanic. It's not really a. That's definitely
It's
not a
historical
fantasy,
fiction.
but
No, it's historical fiction.
yeah.
So it's like in some
But-
ways, it's fantastical.
yeah. But it's like I love the idea that like Rose wants to be. There's expectation of like what she is versus what she wants to be, and it's the idea that she can be what she wants to be, but the society doesn't see her that way. So I don't know. I just really like
She just
really
has to,
strong
like,
characters.
Yeah.
Give up all of her
Cool.
money and diamonds.
Yeah.
Yeah, except
But
for that
I
one.
also, yeah. No, she even
Except
gave
for the
that
big
up.
one. No spoilers. Yeah, just the. It really was less of a throw and more of a just sort of a trip and an accident, like a bounce out of her.
Well, I feel like
also
that's
like
that's her
do
story, right?
like a
that,
lot of. Oh, what?
That adds to her story, right? Like that it's this
That
thing where
she
she gets to say, "Oh, I accidentally dropped it. Oh, I don't know what happened."
Sorry,
I guess,
one
but you
second.
could also
There's
say
like
that.
a cop thing happening outside my window. Continue. I'm just gonna be nosy.
I like that there's
Like,
a cop thing. That's why it's
Legit
listed.
outside your window?
Yeah.
Oh, are you? Oh,
Yo, it's not a cop thing. It's a fireman thing. It's
this.
a whole fucking tree just fell down. I kid you not. I will take you over here. I'll take the internet to that.
Oh, okay. Sure.
Unless you don't want to.
No, talking
Unless
about
you don't wanna
time,
see
let's
the
do that. But no,
coolest thing.
please, no. Let's look at this tree.
Did time blow down a tree in my neighborhood?
Oh my god!
How did
now
you
we
not
don't know
hear
It's a
that?
whole tree.
Yeah, that's also
Huh?
a question. How did you not hear it fall?
I don't know. I wasn't paying attention.
I feel like that's
The
something you
depth-
could have heard.
The depth of which I do not pay attention is sort of
My favorite
unfathomable.
That's
Did
Chris's
I have to
favorite
burp.
thing is that you
Did
didn't
anybody
notice.
else hear it? Was it only me that did not hear it?
We're not
It
present.
didn't just happen for us.
No, I know. I mean, sorry. I mean, like, did everybody else? Did my computer pick up the sound of a tree falling over, and I just didn't know? Or
Right.
I want to know if the internet is laughing at me, which they probably are.
I mean,
Well,
I didn't hear it.
I
but
didn't
I also
hear
wasn't
anything,
listening for a
but
tree.
The truth
Yeah,
is,
that's a whole tree.
Bridget, for the amount of time that it would have had to fall over, get a fire truck out there.
It would have been a long time, right?
It's probably like half an hour ago, maybe 45 to an hour that this fell.
Yep.
So there's no way that the internet or your computer would have picked it up.
Okay, that's fair. I didn't know. If
Also-
it was, because the thing
Also,
is, we do have fire trucks
Mhm.
and men. We have firemen too, and a firehouse. Ooh. All right.
eventually this is going to go somewhere, right? It's
yeah, we
close
have
to
three
your
of them really
apartment.
close to us.
There we go.
Yeah, they're really close. Because
Okay.
when we had a
Jesus.
I thought I was gonna have a difficult time with words.
I'm having a stroke. I think. Anybody else taste?
I'm glad we're talking about
It-
D&D right now.
It's a whole just because I turned you off of the most boring conversation that
I
I've
don't
ever been
know.
a part
I had
of
a
about
very-
Eastern Standard Time.
Sure.
That was thrilling to me. I learned something. Anyways, to go
I
back to your
learned today.
question, I also really like when they hide, like, not hide, but they like make references to political things going on while using things that seem fantastical.
Hmm.
Like, I think that was one of the reasons why I latched on to Battlestar Galactica so hard, was because I was like,
oh,
oh,
great.
yeah, and it was like,
I'm
it-
in love with Jamie Bamber. I am
oh,
in love.
absolutely. But I was in love with Hilo, but
In
that's
love.
okay. But also, Jamie Bamber
Oh.
was a mighty and fine fox, and he could get it.
He's a
But-
full fox.
He is, and I didn't know he was British, and I was thrilled.
He was
Anyway.
actually on an episode of Poirot that I watched recently. He
I
had
didn't
like
know that.
under 5 lines. Michael Fassbender too.
As a under 5?
It wasn't like under 5. He was like the troubled son of a rich family that there was a murder in, Poirot
Oh.
stuff. But yeah, like he was like super young, like early career Michael Fassbender before he was all muscly, because like he had like these big open shirts and you could like see all the like skinny like rib stuff on the chest, and I was like, Michael. But anyway, Michael.
So I guess
Michael, please
that
eat
also,
something.
to me, I would like to know, like, okay, so is that the reason that some of these choices have been made for Nameless for yourself? Like, is that like why you like to set
Like what?
to set her up to like, I'm playing a character that doesn't communicate well, and her entire group are people that like she has to continuously talk to, or she keeps getting put in situations where she does have to talk. I mean, I guess I'm the one who puts you in those situations,
Yeah.
right? But like,
But yeah,
is that
that's
what
true.
is that, did that have any bearing on why you chose, like, what I'm trying to say is like your love of those things in fantastical stories, is that why you chose certain things for Nameless then?
Yeah, no, definitely. I think that like
Yeah, you might want to mute there, Bridget, until you have something to say.
I definitely really like that. I think that's one of the things well, no, to be perfectly honest, let me start this story from the beginning. I originally wanted to just be Poison Ivy. And then I didn't want to be Poison Ivy. I just wanted to be Eliza Thornberry.
Uh-huh.
But then I was like, oh,
What
we're
if I'm
actually
Poison
playing
Thornberry?
Poison Thorn. Yeah, that's actually Nameless's real name.
Uh-huh.
But no, so I originally it was just because I wanted to be something that I thought was cool. And then when we started doing the campaign, I was like, well, I made this character. I guess now I got to figure it out.
Well, that's
And I
certainly what I
felt
mean,
like,
right? Like, it's like when we actually started, like when we started playing in earnest, or like really making the character and stuff, is like is
yeah, I like the idea of that with her, especially the idea that like not even just that she's socially awkward and struggles, but like the idea that I to me, like one of the biggest moments for me was always the moment when I realized that she's like mildly racist. And it was like but like the expectations of like that she has, that society has, and like I don't know, I just like playing against that a little bit because I think that's where growth comes the most. So yeah, definitely.
No, that's good, because like, did you have so like, does that
I realized that wasn't on stream, the
translate?
mildly racist part.
Say that
So
again.
yeah, I realized that no one else saw the mildly racist part, so I could have kept that part away about the public about
Well,
Nameless.
it's funny because out of
Y'all know
context,
now.
it really doesn't. It's like it's a weird.
Yeah, everyone was like, when?
Yeah, I realized
Scrolling back through the YouTube, like, wait.
So I guess that my next thing is sort of like, so does that like, does that mean, I'm just like, I'm always curious about, and don't feel the need to say too much, or if you want some of this to not be said, like if you still need your secrets. I mean, like, how much does this play into how Nameless treats her group, right? Like this very secluded slash guarded personality.
You and I kind of had a brief conversation about this.
Uh-huh.
But like I was a sociology major, so the idea of like the labeling theory was one of the things I always thought was very interesting.
What's the labeling theory?
It's the idea that we the labels that are given to us, or are we them because the labels are given to us? So it's the idea of like, oh, you're a delinquent. Usually like
self-fulfilling prophecy.
Exactly. Yeah. It's like, oh, you come from a certain neighborhood, so you're probably gonna be a delinquent. And it's like, are you a delinquent because you came from that neighborhood, or because someone said you were going to be a delinquent?
Uh-huh.
And so it's kind of the same thing where it's like she was told since from a young age that she was weird and she was the outcast. And so it's one of those things, I think, that she puts it up because that's what people said she was, so she might as well be that before someone else can say it about her.
Yeah.
And I think that has prevented her from letting people in. Especially people, because I think, or humanoids, people that are not animals. That doesn't even work. Not animals, because they have not hurt her as much.
Yeah.
One day they do. I don't know what will happen to me. I might just break down. But I'll just have no place in the world anymore. But
has that already happened though? Hasn't that already happened?
Yes, I'm having a lot of emotions about it, and I realize a lot that like during the single play one-on-one session, I never have addressed that really. I've just kind of been like, okay, it happened. That's right. You're my daddy now. But
You're my daddy.
but then I'm like, if that actually happened to me in real life, like if I learned that, I don't know if anyone's ever seen Carol on Tuesday, but if I had that moment, like how would I respond to it?
I'm in the middle of it.
It's so good.
Yeah,
And it's
it
just
really
one of those
is
things
good.
where it's like I realized that like she probably should actually address that. So I don't know. Yes, it has happened. I have not addressed it. Like
Well,
he does.
but doesn't that also then that's I mean that's why I'm excited for our future, because like it seems so much like avoidance, and that's why
Yeah, oh,
that's why it's been so interesting. It's like it's why I don't feel like it's a bad thing that she hasn't addressed it, right? Like it seems more like it's very fun to watch you guys play, and I'm always like I have the weird position of basically just being like, all right, I'm just gonna throw this at you and see what you do, because it entertains me to see what you guys do. So it's one of those things where like I'm invested in your guys' decisions. So
Yeah. No, I mean, I think that's when I
and I
say I
like not
haven't addressed
knowing
it. I
too
think it's
much
mostly
too.
Yeah, I don't know. I think a lot of this also some of us are making up as we go along.
I think we're all making it up as we go along, probably.
Not to point any fingers,
yeah,
but
I think there's some of us who maybe make it up a little bit more than others.
But I think that
great
like
with notes.
it has made me realize a lot of things about like how me would want to respond to something versus another, and I think that is something that I always got I think I'm very envious of people who get to do like long, like not short films or films in general, because they get to be with that character for a little while and learn things. Because I think that how I would have initially broken down a script with Nameless, if I just look at like arc 1, I don't think I would have realized half the stuff about her that I'm getting to now. So yeah, I don't know what the question was anymore.
It's okay. You basically already answered it.
Okay, good. I don't know.
How does it feel traveling with your dad, who you thought was your like familiar? Like how does it feel? Like does it? This might be metagaming. You don't have to tell me this, but does it like affect her decisions a little bit? Like now that she knows that the dog is with her?
It hasn't yet, because I think, again, like we were just saying, like me, Chelsea, I haven't at all really thought about it. Like, how do I feel about this? And I probably should like journal about it or something, because I haven't thought about it. Yeah, like I haven't thought about it, but I don't think it will be. Me, Nameless, haven't thought. Me, Nameless.
Me, Nameless, have no thought now.
But no, but like I think that she has thoughts about it. But my initial reaction is like he's kind of been there for so long that he probably has seen, and if he's okay with how she is right now, I think that she's probably the best she's ever been. So
yeah,
I think that she used to do a lot of worse things, and she isn't doing them anymore. But then I also think that at the same time there is still anger at it, Panther, because that's something that was hidden, and that's something that she doesn't trust people, and part of her trust was broken. Hence, I really should think about it.
Hence, I really need to journal about this.
I
mean, but it's an interesting point of how much isolation changes a person's perspective of something, right? Like,
yikes, close to home.
I just mean to say that, like, how when you are without something and then are presented with it, and it can, like, okay, so growing up, I lived with my dad, and he had custody, but originally for like the first 5 years of my life, I was actually living with my grandparents, and because he had 6 kids, because Christianity's great. And so like, it's not that I grew up alone, right? Like but when you're 6 years old and that's the first time you've ever actually really met your mom, it's super weird. It's like it's one of those things where I mean, that's a little bit of an exaggeration, right? Like, it wasn't like I had never seen my mom before. I never like went over to her house or anything. But like, predominantly, I was at my grandparents' house. Like, she didn't see me that often when I was like, till I was about 4 or 5, and then I actually started going there somewhat. So it's this weird thing when like you're like, oh, this is the person that everybody tells me is my mom. So I suppose in a roundabout way, what I'm trying to say is like, yeah, I get the struggle of that very odd position between acceptance and anger that it took so long to get there. Where it's like, I just want to enjoy the thing that I'm in right now and the new truth that I am living in, but also I'm very upset that it took so long.
Yeah.
So,
and that was my initial reaction, was like anger, which Chelsea just resumes to crying anytime she feels any emotion.
yeah.
So like, I think that's why it came across like the way it did. But
I think there's angry crying, right? Like I
yeah,
think there's like,
no, I mean that's all I do.
Oh, every single time I have an argument.
Yeah,
it's
I
like...
always anger cry every time. I cry
always.
If I'm happy, I cry if I'm sad. It's just a cry.
Yeah.
But I think that exactly kind of what you were saying was kind of it hit it on the nose.
Yeah. Lost City's saying, did Panther ever reveal at what point he realized Nameless was his daughter?
Ooh.
And in that conversation, no, he did not.
I thought he did. I thought he said that oh, he was, yeah, wouldn't he know from the beginning?
Was he suspicious?
Don't be suspicious.
I'm saying he never said.
But didn't he say, no, hold on. No, wait, no, hold on.
Wait, she's the note taker. She would know.
Could have sworn.
I mean, I guess you would know.
No, I'm saying,
yeah.
I'm saying he said that it wasn't immediate, but he never said specifically when he realized, when he knew.
Mm.
Oh, okay. Hold on a moment, because Chelsea now is having an epiphany. Because hold on, I could have sworn that Herrick told him, like, "Hey, yo, this is your daughter." No, did I not understand that correctly? Am I learning something new right now?
You just might be.
Oh my God, we are dropping bombs here on Such a Bitch tonight.
Oh snap!
No.
Oh, wow, I really am shook though now.
I mean, that was what I mean, like.
Yeah, but Chelsea took it way differently.
Sure.
So I thought this whole time the Panther did know the whole time, but turns out he didn't.
Not the whole time.
Didn't.
That's his implication, was that it was not the whole time. He had memory issues.
Oh yes,
as you do, that. I guess.
As I do.
No, as all does when one becomes a Panther.
Some good tasty water you got there, Chelsea.
I'm holding it by the stout too, so it's like.
Did you say the stout?
Why can none of us talk today?
I don't know. I feel like I'm having a fine time.
I mean, you were muted for the first 10 seconds, so
that's a technical issue. That's not a problem.
That's a problem with words.
Speech.
That's it. You had a problem.
No, that's a technical problem. That's not a problem with me speaking.
You were speaking words, yeah?
But it's a technical issue. That's so different than me not being able to form a sentence.
Whatever.
I don't know what was just said.
I don't.
No, it's not. It's so not.
But wait, is it actually called a stem? I didn't hear the answer to that question.
Yeah.
Yeah, stem. You said a stout.
Why would it ever be called a stout?
It's like a snout, but at the bottom.
So it's like a snout, but at the bottom?
Like a tail?
So it stands on it. So it stands on its snout. It made sense in my head.
I'm into it. I just think it's funny that I don't know.
It's
a good line of reasoning. It's good reasoning.
Well, I just mean to say that, like,
my way into anything.
Honestly, it leads me to my next question.
There you go.
Have you watched DuckTales?
Oh.
Okay, wait, which version?
The new one.
No. Which I've watched clips of it, and only David Tennant clips.
How dare you?
Because David Tennant's the best.
David Tennant is the best.
He went to my school. I went to the
is the
same school
best.
as him in Scotland.
Really?
And James
so cool.
McAvoy. Yeah.
Not
I
at
did
the
have
same
a
time,
crush.
but at the same school.
Not at the same time.
I thought you went like literally at the
He's
same time.
way. How old do you think I am?
I thought maybe he went to get a master's and was like they're like returning to school. You should always actors should always be studying. So you know. I don't know.
Very there, rather.
How would you acronize that?
Actors should always be studying.
Yeah.
A-S. A B. Hold on, I gotta write it down. Hold on, I got pencils and papers. I got gel pen.
ASABS. Like I feel like that's not that.
I know. I'm trying to like say it out loud.
Asabs.
Abs.
Asabs.
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 Oh. I see what you did there.
It's not even. I don't know. It was more just the fact that
Actors should always be studying. What about abs?
Azabs.
But no, have you watched DuckTales?
Yes.
Bridget?
Oh, no, she hasn't.
No. I watched like one episode of it.
Why is this the
question? Enjoyed it.
It's a very important question. It's the most important question to me. Is if you've watched DuckTales.
Is it gonna affect my? Is there a DuckTale reference in the campaign that I am unaware of?
No.
There could have been millions.
Is DuckTales the one with the guy who rides the plane into the pond?
No, that's Tailspin.
That's it.
Well,
I was like, the rest.
Here's the thing. I mean, I can't really. Okay, so the thing is that both DuckTales and Tailspin both have planes.
Yeah.
So,
but I am thinking of. I'm thinking because the one was the one with the paddle boat plane, paddle plane.
They both do. That's my point. Is like they both have the
planes that can land.
Seaplane is what they're called.
Then now I don't know. Which one has the big bulky guy?
Oh my god, that is literally both of them.
A little more context.
Tailspin's main characters are basically just rip-offs from Jungle Book. The main character's name is Baloo.
Is there a panther?
Yes. Eventually.
I don't know.
Kind of off to the side. He's not really a main character. But DuckTales has ducks. Like I don't get how there's a big confusion about what show DuckTales is.
Because I could have sworn that Tailspin had ducks too.
I think there's like bird character, but like DuckTales has ducks, and one of them is a duck pilot. So it's like,
hold please, I'm looking this up. Tailspin.
See, this is why I asked this question. This is why this question is the most important, is because
Tailspin. Oh, it's literally a bear.
Yeah,
it's literally a bear. That's
what
not
else
a duck.
did you think I meant?
No, because that's not who I'm thinking of. I'm thinking of the guy who's like, he's.
Are you thinking of Launchpad McQuack?
Yes.
All right, that's DuckTales.
Then I have seen some DuckTales.
God,
I know.
I love that was like the one clincher for it.
I don't know. I don't know, guys. I don't.
It's
watch
funny.
A lot of...
It's funny, is all.
But if I go to list of Tailspin characters, it doesn't help me. There's hire for hire.
So the point is, every time DuckTales gets brought up in our sessions, everybody goes, ooh, and I'm like, how many of you assholes have actually watched the show?
0.
I have to watch the show to know the.
Wow. Wow.
That's like people who watched Friends know the thing. Everyone knows.
But everybody does it. Yeah.
They should.
It's common knowledge.
Why not?
I'm trying to keep the pool of cool people to people who've actually watched stuff. So I'm doing the Lord's work, is my point.
Sorry.
This show is called Stitch and Bitch, right? So like, I get to bitch the fact that nobody's ever actually watched DuckTales.
That you're the only person who has ever watched DuckTales.
McQueen. Is that his name? McQuack?
McQuack.
McQuack. I know Launchpad. So I've watched
He is my favorite character.
So hey, I know that. So I'm moderately cool, is what I gather.
You're like below averagely cool about this, Chelsea, because you couldn't even fucking remember what show he was. And he's like one of the main characters of the show, and you didn't even remember that he was part of DuckTales.
I knew he was a duck.
No, you didn't! You just kept saying the buff guy, and you said the guy who flies the plane.
He is buff. Look how
He
buff
is.
he is.
He's
But
so
the point
buff.
was that everything you said applied to
He does.
multiple characters.
Well,
Also,
he's on
don't
multiple
worry.
shows. He's on Darkwing
Don't
Duck.
worry. Yeah, he was also on Darkwing. Yeah.
I'm looking it up now.
Don't worry,
There's
because
Huey-
Ame
there's Huey
is on your side. She says,
you.
"Don't bully Chelsea about duck facts."
But I do
About
want to
duck
know.
facts. Ooh.
Oh, and tailspins are the little rascal or the little pine cones?
No, that's
the-
Chip and Dale. That's Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers.
They're all the same show. They all live in the same world.
I have a question.
They're not the same show.
How do you know this much about animated duck trivia, Tyler?
Bridget. I grew up in a hovel
so
with nobody where I moved. Okay, so
With no one
so it's
around
like
except for the ducks.
You are
the two sentence answer is I grew up in a family that was older than me and wanted to do a bunch of different stuff than me, so I was always playing alone. And B, I moved 18 times from the time I was 5 to the time I was 18. So I never had real friends. So I
Always had
only
TV,
ever
though.
had TV. So I
Got the
had
ducks.
all of that in video games to make sure that I knew how the world worked. And the best part of Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers, and the difference between Rescue Rangers, Darkwing Duck, DuckTales, and Tailspin, is that DuckTales is a family story about it's about the Duck family. It's about Donald Duck's nephews, Huey, Dewey, and Louie, and Scrooge McDuck, and Launchpad McQuack, and how they go on crazy adventures. And Scrooge McDuck is always trying to add to his fortune, and he's the richest duck in all of the world. And that's why. It's because he's smarter than all the smarties and craftier than all the crap. Like he's oh god, what is it? I'm smarter than all the smarties and fuck it. So he's got a great line.
That doesn't seem family friendly.
Tougher than the Toughies. Thank you, Miles. He's tougher than the Toughies and smarter than the Smarties. And Darkwing Duck is about a superhero whose name is Darkwing Duck, and Launchpad McQuack is his like best fan, like his greatest fan and his buddy, and helps him, on all of his missions. He's like Batman. And a Tailspin is about a jungle, basically delivery group, but I'll let Miles explain that one. He certainly knows Tailspin much better than I do. And then Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers is about like basically a group of there's two mice, and then there's Chip and Dale who are chipmunks and not pine cones. And so
I would watch a
Pine
show.
cones.
I would watch an animated show about pine cones. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah, you
If they
probably
were, like,
also
two
watched
little pine cones
Annoying
that went on-
Orange and liked it.
I did not like Annoying
No,
Orange.
it's terrible.
How dare you,
No,
sir?
it's fucking terrible.
dare
Like,
you.
and there's
It's
no way that you
awful.
could.
It's annoying.
It's
But can I
bad.
ask a question of the question asker?
Yeah.
Could we do a one shot of DuckTales meets these things? Because I want to be a rescuer.
Yeah, I would rather do. I mean, honestly, the thing is that I know Miles is gonna want a Tailspin in there, so we would basically have to do a DuckTales Tailspin Rescue Rangers mashup. Where
So then
could
would
be
you
one
I
of
bet
them.
it can be done.
Right. And that they all live in the same world.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yes.
Yeah, no, that's certainly that's certainly like the implication, and like Goof Troop as well. Like Goof Troop, all of these shows are Disney shows. That's the other thing. So they're all Disney animation, and so what the thing about that was that it was like the implication of Launchpad being in both Darkwing Duck and DuckTales, as well as Gizmo Duck also being in both shows, was that they were in the same universe. And then Tailspin also had a spin of like, yeah, this is probably the same world, just because of logistics, and same thing with Goof Troop. Like all of those shows ended up feeling like, yeah, these have to all exist in the same place because like there were characters that like crossed over. So it was like it was super weird. And what's awesome about it is that with the new DuckTales in season 2, which this is my point. You should watch the new DuckTales because it's awesome, and it's David Tennant.
Are you sponsored?
And there's also Danny Pudi. There is Ben Schwartz. There's also Bobby Moynihan. Beck Bennett plays Launchpad, and he's great. So the point is that in DuckTales season 2, they reintroduced Darkwing Duck, and it's a fucking awesome episode. And they're bringing in Goofy for season 3. So, like, Goof Troop potentially might be redone again. Like, and I'm into it. Like, if you do Goof Troop again, like, I'm in.
Excited. I'm excited for you.
Thank you. So there you go. There's my 15 minutes about the Disney animated shows from the 90s.
We're sponsored.
And we will...
Yeah.
have a cross. I know that Rescue Rangers wasn't like they like lived in a world with humans, but still we could retcon that. We're not going to talk about Gummy Bear Adventures. No, fuck that.
I did
Gummy Bear Adventure.
I know.
I hear it.
Intrigued by Gummy Bear Adventure.
No. You don't want to know about it. So this actually leads me into the next question, which is Nameless. If you had to choose any of the animals to give up, who would you give up? And there has to be an answer. Like, you have to give up one of them to keep the rest of them.
Did you say Philip?
You have to give up one animal to keep the rest of the animals. And no, you can't give up Philip.
It's good. He is a beast. He's a beast.
I don't want to give up any of them.
That's not the question.
Oh, I know. I'd give up Philip's hedgehog.
No, that's not your animal.
You didn't ask. He said, which animal would I give up?
Yeah,
No,
implying your animals.
He gave that.
He gave the foxes. No,
only the foxes?
He kept the hedgehog. The hedgehog was for himself.
I thought this is an awful question because you have to remember these are real fictional characters. And
these are real fictional things with real fictional feelings.
Right.
Yeah.
Sally.
I'm gonna have a real fictional argument.
Sally, she's gonna give you up. That's what she said. She's gonna give up Sally.
Never gonna give you up.
Oh,
that's okay. She's not
Sally
looking.
girl.
She's not here. She's not listening. She's angry.
But
she gives no shits.
But
No,
answer.
She's always
There's
mad.
got to be an answer. Come on.
But I don't know the answer to this question because I don't think I would. I would probably give up the party. What happens if I don't do it?
You lose all of them.
Oh no. Okay.
Oh no, you Sophie's choiced.
I mean, you could give up the
familiars?
puppies. You can always make more puppies.
They're not my puppies. Oh, you mean like the
True.
wolf puppies? I thought you meant. Honestly, as much as I love, I'd probably give up
Yeah.
Really?
because he kind of hasn't really been pulling legs worth.
He's smelly. He's a smelly boy.
That's okay. So is Nameless, but
She's a smelly boy.
She's
I
a big
realized-
smelly boy.
I've only taken one bath in the entire campaign,
She's
which
the
is more
smelliest
for than
boy.
some people. I will say.
Ame says same.
She's been living the quarantine life before the
Yeah.
quarantine.
Yeah.
Dude, today was the first day in like 4 days that I've washed my hair. It's just
Yeah,
like
Oh, Crawford
hair
didn't
is
like
more-
that.
Yeah, Crawford's mad. Crawford is so.
Crawford did not
Always
like that. He was like, "Dear God, you dirty bitch." Ugh. Yeah.
He has no room to talk. He's been throwing up. I'm a little worried about him, but he has the
Oh.
stinkiest breath. Is the moral of the story. So he can't talk.
Oh no,
It's true.
But he also can't talk. But
stinky boy.
I can't do this anymore.
Oh
But
no.
I guess I'd give up the little ferret. I don't. Okay, I want everyone to know that this is an awful question, Jackie.
And I am not enjoy the line of questioning.
Because that's like saying, who would I kill in the party? Don't make me answer that.
I mean,
I'm not
because you
going
have
to.
but you already have an answer for that.
I do.
Well, you said you'd give
Well-
up Philip.
Well, I was just kidding.
Yeah, of course. I know.
So
Wait, but who? How do you in the party?
wait, can you say that again? You cut out for me.
I didn't also say any words.
Yeah.
I was like, how would nobody? Who do you think I would kill in the party?
I have my theories, but
I'm gonna journal about that too.
Fuck my dad. I'm gonna journal about God making me feel bad for
having
picking
murderous
which friend
intent.
that I'm gonna kill. Yeah.
I probably
God
know
made
who
me
I'd
feel
kill.
bad.
Let's be real, but I guess you gotta find out when that happens. Make
This
sure
week
you
on the
subscribe.
Natural Ones.
Ame said Liam.
I don't know. Oh.
Liam is the weakest. That's not true. Liam is like
Liam is weak. No,
Liam
he's
is
not.
he could probably be the one. This is why we need a battle royale.
This is what we
Comment
have
below
to decide.
if you want to have it.
Yeah, if you want to see the Natural Ones fucking fight each other.
Because I do.
I know.
I know Philip would go down first, despite Philip's intention of thinking he would be the best.
see.
You gotta gang up on the big one, and then you fight amongst yourselves.
Yeah.
And I mean, like, Liam's definitely not the weakest because I bite, like, that is my favorite thing that ever happens. It's like every time it's like, oh, you're in a little bit of a sticky situation, and he's just like, I bite.
But what's really cool about I bite to me is that it doesn't kill them.
Yeah, it just knocks them out.
Which
Well, it
is
does
really
more than that.
admirable.
iBite has 4 different functions. He just generally chooses to put them to sleep.
Oh, you could
would
kill someone
Nameless
with
know
that.
It's an advanced spell, so no.
But okay, I thought maybe I had some insight now.
Yeah, I know. Like, this is the only reason why I do this show, to hear hints dropped.
I'm like, oh.
So what
really?
do you get most confused by your class, Chelsea, or if at all?
Honestly, druids make the most sense to me than any other character I've ever played, and I've played a whole of one other one. But I guess what confuses
It doesn't even have to be.
most...
I guess maybe not class, but like are there things that confuse you about the game in general? Maybe
about the game. Sometimes the way, because it's worded super spells, sometimes they confuse me.
Yeah.
Not the way they work, like how they function, technically. But sometimes like I will think, like we had that one where I did something that we realized I couldn't actually do it.
Oh, right. Yeah.
But like I would, what was it?
I know the situation.
You turned me into Lilith.
Polymorph.
Polymorph.
Yeah.
To me, like I know what that means, and like I read it, and I still kind of think it could apply, but at the same time, like, so it's just like the figuring out that stuff that confuses me, as well as leveling up.
Yeah.
Leveling up confuses the living heck out of me.
Yeah, I mean, it's incredible to me that spellcasters are like where your brain lives.
Oh yeah,
like
100%.
I'm just recently like trying to build a cleric, and it's so like spell slots like confuse me a little. Like I understand them better now, but it's like I feel like I've had to do so much more reading on spellcasters and like knowing what everything, like how everything happens. Yeah, it's just really interesting to like see that like how different.
I think it also depends on the type, because like I'm doing sorcerer and like that.
Yeah. Are you doing wild magic?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, for a sorcerer. Sorry.
Yeah.
For her sorcerer.
So, but like, which also confuses the heck out of me too. So it's like I just, maybe because I always wanted to be a druid when I was younger, but like not like literally, but like I was like nature girl. Like I like communed with, like I would save animals. Like that was just like what I did. So like I think that maybe just that also just resonates with me. So like the idea of being connected with nature in that way is something like I've always wanted.
Yeah.
What
the Colorado
is the-
girl, you know.
Yeah.
What is the coolest animal that you have ever rescued as a druid?
In real life?
Yeah, as a real life druid
This
person.
little nugget. No. Oh, there he goes.
He's
Hold,
like-
please.
He's like, I
Yeah,
gotta
he's
get
like, I
out of
don't
here
wanna
for that
keep
shit.
Oh, sorry, Crawford. I can't reach the door.
Oh, buddy.
Go ahead, Crawford. Go ahead, get down.
Oh, he's so
So
displeased.
in real, like, cool. Ooh, that's hard. I think the
Yeah, I want like your coolest rescue story. Like it doesn't
well,
necessarily
the one
have to
I
be
told
like
you.
an
I think
exotic
the
animal.
coolest one is the one with my little Chevy rabbit that I saved. That got shot by the BB gun, and I stayed up all night and watched Bob Ross with my friend in the garage and did not paint anything. But then we saved its life. But I mean, there are other ones that like did not end as well. I also used to think I was saving their lives. Like I would go and catch snakes and then put them in a box, much to my mom's displeasure. And she would be
Yeah.
like, "Why are you doing this?" But I'd catch them, and
I
I'm like,
too
"I'm
have that
saving
question.
them," and because they were little gardener snakes, they weren't gonna hurt you.
Yucky, but okay.
I'll tell Set Lolly.
No.
But
She's
no,
my
I
favorite
just like
snake lady.
I just always have had that like weird. I was gonna be a veterinarian until I learned you had to see their blood. And
yeah,
I, like,
and I feel
couldn't
like
do it.
surgery would be hard.
Oh, I could never. I could.
Yeah. Because like I've been
So-
watching like a lot of weird little like vet shows. Like there's this vet TV show. I think it's on like Discover or something.
The Great British Baking Show? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just
forgot all
meat
about-
pies all the time.
Okay.
This cake is made out of puppy. No. It's like the Incredible Dr. Pol. It's like this random like I think he's Dutch. A random Dutch veterinarian in like Minnesota, and they just like follow his life. And there's a lot of like routine surgery in a vet's life.
Yeah, I could.
Like they're always just like, well, we're gonna cut it open, and it's like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I learned in 8th grade when I had to cut open a frog. Or no, it was a frog. It was an earthworm. I couldn't even do that.
Yeah, they gave us
My
these
earthworm was
big
pregnant.
honkin'. Oh no! What does that look like?
Just like little baby eggs in its tummy.
No,
At least that's what the lady told me. By the lady, I mean my teacher.
That's the lady. Yeah, they gave us these big honkin' like grasshoppers, from the
Oh.
prairie. Yeah, they were like cut this motherfucker open. I'm like, there's not anything close to human anatomy in this. Like,
Which I'm grateful for because I remember that was like the AP class. They cut open cats, and I was like, mm-mm.
Yeah, they always did.
Where my science class was where the cats were, so I hated going, and it smelled like formaldehyde when I walked. Nope.
Fetal pigs. Yeah, the like AP bio people had to cut open fetal pigs, and it was just like
Absolutely
the hallway
not.
stunk. It was awful.
Oh no, I would not. But so that's the answer to that question. That I. would,
Yeah, that question from a while ago. That's so funny.
I'm genuinely like I don't even know how we got on that.
She asked you what animal you've rescued.
What was the fun animal rescue?
Oh, it was the bunny. But then
Yeah.
the animals I mean, I also think I've rescued things that I probably haven't. Like this was the weird thing I used to do when I was younger. I thought like when I was like living with my parents, I was gonna open a doggy daycare in the basement. So like I like moved because I basically the basement was like my playroom area and it was like unfurnished. So like
Chelsea,
we had
I regret to inform you, I believe that was a cage. That was a place they dumped you. It was not play space.
Ironically,
it
I
was...
did put myself willingly in a kennel. I was like,
I'm sorry, continue.
well, because that was what our thing was. It was like 2 kennels and then a big table, and I would go and sit in the kennel. Anyways, so I was like, I'm gonna make a doggy daycare, and I like thought of a business plan, and I was like, didn't think about the fact that this was not my house or my basement,
You
or
just
I
said
was,
it
was under the age of 13.
I mean, that's like a pretty good business plan. I was like,
It was
forced
mainly
into
just about the dogs,
babysitting.
though.
I just wanted to play with dogs.
It was mainly about
That's the thing.
drop your dogs
Yeah.
off here and then
and then let me hang out with them for a little while.
I saw this great story that was like this guy said that there was a doggy daycare like across the street from his house, but this woman accidentally like dropped it off at their because it was like they were allowed every Friday or something to bring dogs to their work. And so she brought the dog to the doggy daycare on that day. So she dropped the dog off. I was like, okay, great, I'll be back. He didn't say anything, so he just kept the dog. And then the lady came back and she was like, how much is it? And he's like, I guess like $5. Like he was like, just didn't think much about it. So then she kept bringing it back because she's like, $5 for it all day. That's awesome. And then she learned that it wasn't really a doggy daycare. And she was like, what? And
You've
then
been
she kept
kidnapping
bringing
my dog?
Well, he was like, I just liked the company of the dog. And then the lady was like, kept bringing the dog back. And I think it's like he's a banker or something because they were like, oh, she makes a joke about taking her dog to the banker or something like that, or his accountant. It was a good, I think it's on Reddit, I don't know, or Twitter, I don't remember. Not my story.
Could be either. Yeah. Could be either.
But it was a good one.
It was a good story.
Pop quiz!
Sorry.
Chelsea.
It's the time.
Pop quiz.
Yeah.
What is on the floor of the college in the foyer, in the opening foyer? What is the design in the college?
The planar existence place. Like our floor in our house.
Yeah, I'll allow it.
Planar map.
Planar map.
Planar existence.
The planar existence.
Passed it. Pop quiz got an A.
Like, solid B.
It's not over yet. It's
solid B.
Mainly
just because it was like, the idea is there. The exact actual correct information, meh.
That's the thing, because I wrote MLK Jr. versus Martin Luther King Jr. I didn't get the answer right.
Wait, really?
No. I'm just trying to get an A.
So
Wait.
So what part of the story is relevant? You either did or didn't do a thing. You can't make up a story and it
was an analogy. It wasn't a truth thing.
No, that's what analogy. Oh my god! You said it as if you had done it.
That would be like if I did.
Oh. I didn't hear that
Sorry,
bit.
I missed that part. I did miss it. Sorry.
I heard it. I heard it as like.
For me. Tell me the truth in the comments.
Yeah. Ame are keeping us on it 24/7.
But that would be like that if I did that. I would write more than just that on my test though, so I'd get an A.
Mm-hmm.
I'd probably draw it. Anyways, continue your story.
You would draw MLK? That'd be really good.
No, I would draw the existence planes.
Oh!
The planar map.
I was like, you're gonna draw MLK? I mean, that's dedication. Like, that's really going for the A. I mean,
figure, unfortunately.
With just like a mustache and like on the steps
wound.
of. Yikes. Oh no! Yikes! 1962. So.
Okay.
Anyway.
I don't know why I got.
I don't know. I got out of there.
Let's see.
We gotta get out of there. We gotta backpedal. Oh wait, we didn't ask my favorite question. Chelsea.
Yeah.
Well,
What is Nameless's kink?
Yeah, we were about to get there. Yeah.
Okay, great. I read your mind. What's Nameless's kink?
Honestly, apparently it's people like her because that's the only person I think that she's had attraction to.
Dude.
Was that guy who was like, so I think she like really likes the aloof boys. So I don't know if that really answered the question per se, but I think that's like
that didn't answer the question at all.
For context for the Twitch, we met a elven doctor who is legitimately as deadpan as Nameless was. So all of us were like, we're deeply uncomfortable, and Nameless is like, I love him. I mean, I either love him or
I know he's not my dad.
Yeah, we know he's not your dad anymore.
So you can pursue him? Is that what you're saying?
Hop on it.
When I bring him back that flower from that magical land, I'll be, you're not my dad. Hi.
You're not my dad. What's up?
I feel like that didn't answer the question, though.
I know, but
that was not. That was. It wasn't. It no. Listen to the question. The question isn't. What kind of person are they into? No.
That's what it is.
No.
That emotion connection. I don't
know
the answer.
Their
That's the
lack of emotional connection.
I don't know.
You could say anything. I said knives.
Do the woods. Doing it in the woods. I don't know.
She's
right.
an exhibitionist.
I truly don't know.
Well, that actually brings
don't-
me up that you know those times where you have your animal in the room and you start getting busy with the sex and the
That
animal
was beautifully executed, that sentence,
the
by the way. There's
animal-
no way that was the worst.
That was I feel like that was a great way to say it. I feel like that was very
There's no way that was the worst
Where
possible way to
this
say that.
question is
I could have
going.
said it. There's a way worse way to say it. There certainly is.
I guess that's true.
I did say it
getting
badly.
busy with the sex.
Yeah, getting busy with the sex. And the animal is sitting there off the side of the bed or sometimes on the bed, just like staring deeply into your eyes with like some semi level of judgment. I feel like Nameless actually wants that.
Yeah.
I feel like
Look at me.
yeah, she needs the
Not
reassurance.
anymore with her dad. Like that's
Not
her dad
Panther.
now.
Right?
Oh, okay. I was
like
like,
not
no.
Panther, but like maybe one of the foxes. You know, maybe
Those poor foxes are going to be traumatized.
Maybe, you
They're
know.
already pretty traumatized.
I don't know. They're not
You know,
traumatized. That was not. They're just like they're in a new environment. You don't know what to expect.
And it happened to be a very, very stoned druid talking to them from a tree. I loved it.
Mm.
I know. What a
That's
good
how,
time.
that's how you get comfy in any situation. Talk to the tree, druid.
Who's Nameless's best friend in the group? That's not Panther. Or any of the animals.
Oh.
No.
Because we know
Okay.
Panther is. We know the animals have more of your attention and trust. Like, I'm trying to talk about the humanoids within the house. How many? Who of them?
Yvonne.
That's
I'm
actually a good. No, I feel like that's an answer. Like you actually do have
A lot in common with Yvonne.
I think I get her the most. It's hard, okay. Because I think that for Nameless, it requires just a level of length of time with her.
Yeah.
So, like, I feel like it's Philip in that regard. But then also, I know that Philip, like, really grinds her gears because of the things, like, they're just so different. He's so much about, like, saving the people, and she's more about saving her own skin. That it truly actually might be Yvonne. Hilariously enough.
Also, Miles said that Nameless's kink. No, sorry, Jackie said that that Nameless's kink is e-boys.
That's Chelsea's.
That's Chelsea's, and I've been personally called out.
Yeah. But what's the difference between that answer and me saying I like the other guy?
I don't accept that
Is he
answer.
an e-boy?
That's not a kink. That's the thing.
Does he have the toe?
Kink is like the exact thing that you said that you love about fictional stories. Like that like it's something that you would not think that the person would be into.
Oh.
Right? Like maybe that's not the best.
Well,
that's not the best explanation of
it's
kink. It's just that it's
the
like
thing that makes him go.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
you know, it's
so-
like the best thing that
But
does
no,
it for.
kink is
Emotionally
but kink is
attached
the thing
guys.
where it's like taboo for them to like it. It's
Yeah, I
That's
guess.
the answer. Feet.
feet.
She never wears shoes for that reason.
If you say it on the internet, it's here forever.
All right, it's feet.
It's not mine.
That's very true. It's
Okay,
like-
Ame, I understand that. I just mean like it's kink has
Wait,
the
no,
thing
what did
of
Ame
like
say? Hold on, some of us
she
don't have the
said
shadow
kinks
of
aren't
Ame.
always a taboo, and I'm like,
True. Very
I
true.
understand, but like just to say like, I like
Gotcha.
people. That's my kink. It's like, well, that doesn't sound like a real answer.
If you like
I
people,
guess.
you're just a person.
Look at that hair
Oh,
Tyler
I don't
has.
know.
Callback.
Callback.
Throwback Thursday.
Yeah.
This is my yarn.
Yeah, you spent more
Oh.
time detangling than you have crocheting.
Honestly,
But
that's
look
a
at that
craft.
crochet.
No, I meant
It's-
in this.
it's
I meant
great.
in this video. That's all. Like not trying to shame you. I was more on your side of like, wow, that is a lot of Tangled.
Yeah, I don't know what I did to it.
Like they
but
would
I'll
make an
figure it
entire
out.
series out of that if
Have you watched that?
Yeah.
It's like 100 people, and they have to like untangle the earbuds. That's how they did. Like that's one of their like tasks they have for the people.
What? No,
Yeah,
I was talking
is
about
it- is
Tangled the
that
series,
task-
like the Disney show. But okay.
Are you talking
Oh,
about Taskmaster
no.
though?
No,
'Cause
it's literally
if
called
you're-
100 people, and I don't know why I said people like that, but it's 100 people, and like they
People.
try to figure out like what they do, like scientific experiments that are just not really scientific that terribly.
Mm-hmm.
But so like there was one episode where they're figuring out which superior age group, and so they tangled the headphones all the same way, and they had each age group do it, and like one woman took like 2 minutes to do it, and she's like, I did it. And then some people took like 20 seconds to do it, and I feel like that's what I'm doing right now.
Is the 2 minutes?
That's my thing.
I'm more
and
than 2 minutes.
My favorite thing is untangling. Like, I was gonna say my kink is untangling things, but it's actually like more my Rain Man talent. You know when like you find like a bunch of like, old costume jewelry just like so tangled that it's like in a clump of just like chains and sadness.
Yeah.
That shit is so good. The untangling, ooh.
Sally, what's your kink?
It's like peelies. It's like when the peelies come off, but it's just untangling jewelry.
The Pee-wees?
The peelies.
You know what? When you like peel like something fully and smoothly off of like a surface. So like when you get like a new phone and you like take off the screen protector for the first time, it's the peelies.
Interesting.
Or like, or if you're like
I
chipping your nail
absolutely
polish.
adore the feel of like a smooth but like slight. I like feeling thread count, right? Like if it doesn't have to be like the like silky smooth stuff. It's just like I like a smooth surface that has texture. I like feeling texture a lot. That's a huge thing for me. Like the differences in. It's why I like rock climbing a lot, was because it was just sort of like it was an endurance thing, and also it just felt nice on my hands.
Sandy.
Yeah.
So interesting.
That's a really good one.
I mean, I guess it's also just like the nature of, you know, living in nature most of my life too, where it was just sort of like
Yeah,
I'm sure
y'all
you
are
guys-
outdoors people.
Yeah, I'm sure you guys understand. You know, Pennsylvania, Colorado also have the.
Yeah, I'm an inside mouse.
Oh, okay. Never mind. You're not cool.
I was in Pennsylvania,
No.
but I was not going outside.
Well, you
I
had all
also
the
was in
ghosts
Pennsylvania.
inside. You had all the okay. So like, I feel like this is a thing, right? Like
We're
East
miners.
Coast,
we go underneath.
Yeah,
we
yeah.
go
like
into.
East Coast. Well, okay, we did it in the West, but
Gotta
East
put 'em
Coast.
in. Gotta put it in a small
yeah.
space.
East Coast
Yeah.
versus West Coast scary story is like East Coast is I lived in this house where 3 ghosts masturbated at me in the bathroom, and it's like, yeah, that's terrifying. I hate that.
Personal story.
It's gross. But West Coast is like I went out into the woods and a tree grazed my face, and that tree was alive. I don't know. I guess what I'm trying to say is that it feels like East Coast, West Coast horror stories are like East Coast is all about being inside of a thing, and it's all resolved in that. Whereas West Coast stuff, it's usually like I was out in the middle of nowhere and this happened to me, and
Exactly.
Sasquatch.
Like that's the thing. It's like East Coast is so much more like it was in the room with me. Like, cause I feel like East Coast, like especially like living in New York, we're always just like, this is like I have one room in one apartment, and this one room is like my room, like my sanctuary. So like I feel like especially with a lot of horror stories and stuff, it's always like ghosts coming into your room, things coming into your house, you know, people coming into your house and attacking you.
Yeah.
Whereas out west and like Midwest Colorado stuff, it's like I was walking through the woods and something was chasing me.
Yeah.
And it's big versus small. It's either like the threat is like right here or it's like right behind you, far away and slowly coming closer.
I mean, I only have Furby stories, so
You said Barbie
You have a
stories?
scary story?
No, I
Tell
said my
us
only
the
scary
Furby
story was about the Furby who I took its batteries out and it still screamed.
Oh, mine did that, and
It
then
was terrifying.
well, it wasn't my Furby; it was my friend Catherine's Furby. We did that, and that happened, and so we threw it out of the window, and it continued talking like
Yes.
in her yard.
Yeah, my dad threw it
We
down
threw it
the
out of the
stairs,
second story window.
and it still
wanna
still
know
was
one of my
screaming. It was like
one of my favorite.
I know. The thing was, it wasn't even a peak. It's just like 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 it's coming for you.
I think one of my favorite like posts has been about Furbies has been, well, technically the eyes are on the front, so Furbies are predators.
Yeah. Because
yeah, because that's
yeah,
that's the difference between
prey
predators.
prey have eyes on the sides,
Mm-hmm.
and then the predators are in the front.
So our rabbits are. Oh,
Yeah.
that makes
Rabbits
sense.
are prey.
They have to
That
see.
makes a lot of sense. I guess not to the grass, but yes.
Not to the grass. The
Yes?
very active animal kingdom member, grass.
Grass. The most terrifying of killers, grass.
And the only man who is prey is Steve Buscemi.
I love Steve Buscemi
I do
so
too.
much. I love him so
Not as much as I love Steve Carell.
Steve Carell's great, though. I don't know, like Buscemi's in Fargo, and so that's like
I will
thing.
fight for my man.
Very cool. I think I also probably have like, I'm not the best person to be like, I'm like, yeah, Steve Carell, but like everyone's like, The Office. And that's
I've
where
only
I'm
just
from,
now
and I'm
watching The
tired of
Office for
hearing
the
it.
first time.
Uh-huh.
So
Really?
I'm on like season 2 right now. But I just ate a cat hair. I actually just like him as him. I think he's a very talented actor.
Oh, I like him for him.
Yeah, I like how he is with his wife. It's really beautiful.
It really is. And he's done like a huge glow up.
Oh,
like,
but I even think he's cute. Like there was a video of him from like, I don't know, some improv class where he had his shirt open, he had like this big hairy chest.
You should watch there's this incredible sketch with Stephen Colbert and him, and they are, I don't think there was anybody else. Yeah, I think it's just the two of them. And they're super young. Like neither of them had like hit it big yet.
Are you talking about waiters who get nauseous talking about food?
That's exactly what I'm talking about. It's one of my favorite sketches.
I can't wait to watch it.
It was from the Dana Carvey show from the 90s.
Yeah.
And
from the 90s.
Yeah. Eventually, it was like some of that stuff got put onto SNL because the Dana Carvey show tanked.
Yeah, it was
things like the ambiguously gay duo. Ambiguously gay duo is both Steve Carell and Stephen Colbert. I get it, Chris.
Chris, this is
Chris
your
love
episode.
the Steve Harvey?
Yeah. Wait, did you say Steve Harvey?
I did, and I meant Dana Carvey.
I wasn't gonna say anything.
I was like Steve Harvey, and like the second I realized that, I was like, look at the embroidery. Just look down at the embroidery. Just maybe no one heard them. No one heard the maybe.
No, Tyler will always hear it. Tyler will always be like, "Did you say this thing that you did mean to say?"
Works.
I heard you
and
say
you're like, yeah.
Like his ears are trained.
Are tuned to hear.
One of your most impressive traits. You should put it on your resume.
I have just I have mastered the art of being able to talk and listen at the same time is all.
It's not even talking and listening. It's like literally most people be like, yeah, I heard what you meant to say. You will be like, you said this thing.
You said
it. Is this a bad thing? Should I stop doing this?
No, it's just a thing that's
Stop.
a task you can do.
Stop, Sally. Just leave it. Leave it.
It's just your Rain Man
God.
talent. Like, that's the thing. My thing is detangling costume jewelry. Your thing is hearing the thing that people, you know.
Yeah. You know.
It's a Rain Man
It's
talent.
not a bad thing. It's just like a thing you do, and it's always really impressive.
It's just incredible that you always hear it.
Yeah.
Every time I fuck up, which is fairly often.
Yeah, I guess
especially
I'll stop
on
doing
names.
It, you know.
No, don't.
No,
don't
we're
stop
not saying it because of that. It's entertaining because it makes us laugh at ourselves.
Yeah, and we're saying you're a motherfucking wizard, so
It was more of a compliment than a bash.
Burn the witch.
But I just like I guess it's one of those things where like I hope it does always come off that like I'm on your side and I think it's funnier than wanting to correct you. Does that make sense? Okay, good. All right.
Yes.
Yeah, because that's certainly the intent. Anyway,
Oh,
Ame has also said pretending Sally is a human makes the Sally comments better, and I agree.
Oh, it's so funny.
She's looking at me. She's giving me the meanest glare right now because she keeps trying to mess with stuff that's on my desk, and I'm telling her no, and she hates it. She's like,
"Yeah, no,
is my right as the cat."
As the cat in the house, I push things off the desk.
God,
what's she doing? Like, what is she trying to like push something off the desk? Cat cam. Oh, woo.
I'm gonna mess with her now. I'm gonna start poking her. Poke the bear.
This is really good if you don't know it's a cat.
Yeah, it is. I'm gonna start messing with her. I'm gonna poke her.
Oh, what I want to do is I'm gonna take the audio from this episode and I'm just gonna like draw
animate it. Yeah. Animate it. Oh, just like him like talking to his landlady. Like this fucking. I'm gonna poke her. She's just trying to mess things on my desk.
Well, she's a roommate that doesn't pay rent, so like.
That's true. She has a lot of personality for a cat. There she goes.
Woo!
Oh. I know. I'm so glad.
All right, but honestly, I feel like you would all enjoy the show a lot because it's a very good show.
We're gonna change the title of this to be DuckTales.
Oh. Miles said, "Off to learn animation."
Please, Miles, please
do pixel art it.
Oh.
That's the content the landlady. I live for.
And they're also wondering why. The Theta Tag, who joined us last night as one of our new people from DM's Lair, who watched us, was like, "There's a disembodied voice coming in, and there's like, does Tyler not have the status to get a video box on the stream?" It's like, yeah.
Wait, to be fair, I did ask. I was like, "Do you want to be part of this?" And he was like, no, I'd like to be like Charlie from Charlie's Angels.
See, I said that it's more important. Charlie from Charlie's Mountain, Candy Mountain. I want to step up for myself. That's what I meant last week. You know, Candy Mountain Charlie.
What the fuck?
I have no idea what Candy Mountain Charlie is.
I have no idea what you're talking about. I have no idea what you're referencing. And when you say that you need to stand up for yourself, there's so many things.
Piper. Okay, so let's rewind. It's Thursday. Chelsea's watching the stream, and y'all are talking about this Charlie thing, which apparently she missed that sentence. And so she thought you were referring. I'm referring to she thought. Thank you. Yes, Charlie the Unicorn. Charlie from Candy Mountain Charlie.
Oh,
okay, yeah, sure.
And so I thought there's like an ominous like voice from the mountain of candy, I think.
Do you want me to take my headphones off and you just want to sit here? Do you want to do my job? Yeah.
Sally?
Yeah, that was to Sally. Yeah.
I do love that Chris is the second disembodied like guest star voice.
But he's even more disembodied. Like there's it's like far away.
Because he's ethereal.
So Ame is on your side though. She says, "I remember, Chelsea, I knew what you meant."
Thank you, Ame. Ame, I can trust you.
Ame's the fucking best.
I think
we love Ame.
Vote in the comments, should Ame play D&D with us?
Oh my god! I'm gonna vote right now.
I realize it's a chat room, not a comments box, but it's kind of the same.
Comments box.
And then Suggestion box.
Well, I again, that is certainly what you meant, like by comments box, and it's not.
Oh
it
no,
doesn't
I meant
not
comment
mean,
box.
But I mean, like, it
Oh,
doesn't
no.
not mean
Oh, no, I know
suggestion
what I
box,
said.
right? Like, it's the same concept. It's just funny to me to think of, but I was still thinking of it digitally. Like I left a comment on the comment box, and it's like,
I mean, here's the thing. I did mean comment box.
yeah,
So that's what I meant, and I'm going with it.
I like it.
That's what I meant, and I meant what I said. An elephant's
what I
faithful,
said.
100%. Wasn't it? Is that it? I meant what I said, and I said what I meant. An elephant's faithful, 100%. That's
So
what it is.
Wait, Ame, I have to ask you, what are you asking for a vote for?
What are we doing a vote? Oh, for her to play D&D?
Oh,
I'm voting for her to play D&D.
My vote-
okay.
my
She's
vote is
asking
yes.
With us.
She's asking if she gets a vote. Yeah.
Well, if you play Jackbox with me, I vote for myself 3 times. So.
Yeah, I know.
That was awesome. I also just love that the
Oh.
game let you do it too. Like, it's just like, yeah, you can vote for yourself. It's like, wait,
Yeah.
that doesn't seem right.
Wait.
Yeah, I'm the best one. I always was the best.
That was
That's the
always
reason
the
why
best.
I ever won. I was like, I'm the
I didn't-
best.
I didn't know about that, but now I'm gonna know. Like, that's playing dirty, and I like that.
That's the only way I play when I'm losing.
When I'm losing, which is dirty.
Didn't you win that one? Because
I
you kept
voted for
voting
myself
yourself?
literally every single time.
So it's
Because
like,
you kept voting.
so
I
I
was the
feel
only
like
person who voted for myself, and everyone's like, they were like, "Why is this person winning?" I was like,
Right.
I made sure I'm winning.
I mean, maybe next time we do that, we'll broadcast it. I doubt it, but like,
"Yes,
That'd be fun.
we have the
I
audience
didn't get to join last time. I want to do it. I love
would actually
Jackbox
really. That'd be
games.
fun.
I'm
Extra
not really
content.
into them.
Really?
Oh.
I love them.
It's just sort of like it runs.
Murder Party is so fun.
That's the one I like.
I like Murder
Me
Party
too.
the
Thank
most.
God. No one else
Yeah.
likes Murder Party. Everyone's always like, "Let's like Quiplash," and I'm like, I mean, Quiplash is fine, but
Fuck
like,
you, Miles.
what do you
Oh
say?
no.
He said, "Get better game taste." He's very clearly talking to me. I just don't like. It's the same reason I don't like Cards Against Humanity. It's the same reason I don't really enjoy
I do
Apples
like
to
Cards Against
I
Humanity.
just
though.
like I get so there's just so much, like, it's a game.
Anger?
They're games where it's like, we could do this and talk at the same time, and then inevitably it just becomes, why aren't we just talking? And I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I will play them and I will enjoy it, or I will force myself to enjoy playing them while I'm playing them with you guys. But the thing is that, well, that's the part that I enjoy. That's why I play D&D. That's why I play any board games. It's like, I like the people I go play with. So
Yeah.
to me, it's like, I will suffer through games that I don't like playing because I absolutely know that my friends suffer through games that they don't like playing for me. So,
For me.
I am curious what your favorite board game is that's not D&D.
oh
Yeah, that's a good question.
So I love. All right, so there's 3. There's Talisman. Talisman's a lot of fun, but it's a lot of work. And then Axis and Allies is another one that I absolutely adore. And
Ooh, that sounds World War
also-
II.
It is. I think last, I would have to say there are legacy games that I really enjoy playing, and that kind of like runs a gamut. I'd say like legacy games. That's another thing that I really enjoy. So it's a type of game where there's a thing called Risk Legacy, which is basically just Risk, but you can
But
keep,
a legacy.
well, like every time you play it, things carry over. So once you finish a game, like if you got this card that lets you, name a country, you get to permanently write it on the board. It is now that thing, and anytime you start there, you get extra points. Right?
Oh,
That's
Fun.
kind of cool.
Yeah, and
That's
like
really
you
cool.
get factions and things, and you get to like build up your faction with better abilities over time. And so the point of the game is like after about 20 times that you play the game, you really can't play it anymore because the board has changed so much, as well as like you've gone through a quote unquote a narrative of the board game. And that's like what I love about those games is that like they change over time. Now there's also another game that I would put in there that's Betrayal on the House on Haunted Hill, which is one of
that's the one y'all were talking
most
about.
fun games to play.
I'm very interested in that game.
And there is now a legacy version of it, which I'm super excited to get, because if we can do that, I have an idea that we could do it for we can do it as a stream, because the whole point of legacy is you would be playing the same character over multiple haunts, or like all these like cool like there's ways that like you would be playing the same characters and like going and experiencing these different like horror themed things.
I'm so
and like
into
each
that.
time you play, the things that happened last time carry over. So like let's say, I don't know if this is in the game, but this is just a what if. Let's say your character gets their hand like cut off in a thing previous, and the next time you play the game that still exists, right? Like, so you have to play the game.
Yeah.
You have to play the next game like that, but maybe something else changed for you. There's other benefits to continuous play. So it's like it just I don't know. Like it's something that like that's my favorite part of board games is replayability, and that's my problem with games like Cards Against Humanity, with Jackbox, and with things of that nature, is that the replay value of those things wear off very quickly for me. The novelty of I made a joke with bees, which is my favorite Cards Against Humanity card, but it's like I can only see that combination of going balls
things
deep in a
happening.
hog and blah blah blah, like being played on different cards, like I understand there's expansions and there's other ways that those things can be played, and Jackbox is not really like Cards Against Humanity. It at least has the novelty of the people you're playing with.
Yeah, you could put literally anything.
Yeah, so it's like that's like I've had a lot of funny jokes that I've got to be a part of or witness because of that, and that's what I enjoy. But again, that gets back to I like playing those games because of the people I'm playing with, not because of the game. So if I were to pick games that I want to play, those would be them. What about you guys?
You want to know my
So I hear
favorite
the Trump game didn't make it on there though.
Oh, dude, the Trump game is just like above and beyond the best thing that I've ever experienced.
Oh God. I hate it. I hate the sound of it. I hate the sound. I hate the
It's
idea
Monopoly
that it's
for
even
Trump.
Ah!
That didn't make it his thing. It's great.
No, I hate it. I hate it. My favorite board game recently, honestly, and also because of almost the exact same reason that you said about like having the option to have like every time the game happens, it's like a different thing. I fucking love Trouble. I can't even tell you. Like the thing is, like I never played Trouble when I was growing up at all. Like it literally was since I moved into this apartment, and it is different every time, and it's exciting every time, which is really weird because I'm sure everyone was like, it actually has to be like an actual like. Game.
No, that's a game. That's Milton Bradley.
That's a game.
It's a game, but like it's not like a a legacy game.
No,
it's not like that sort of thing.
Right,
but
that's
like,
not the point. The point is like what's the board game you love the most, and that is an answer. Trouble, I would totally
the fucking best.
I would count
Trouble
that as a board game, man. Like
awesome. That and the card, I know it's not technically a board game, but card games. There's a card game called Nerds that I want to teach all y'all, and it's so much fun. It's super fast paced, and that it's great because you can get a real good tournament going.
Yeah,
which is I'm historically not super good at games, but I really love games. Right. So like I'll play them with relish. I'll lose every time, but like I'll play them with relish, and like I think with Trouble, it's like. Sometimes you can go from like you are the one who is winning to you are the one who like no longer has any pieces on the board and you're trapped. And it's like, it's great. I love a game that can turn on a dime.
The chat is going weird places.
Oh no!
Well, Miles brought up "Don't Wake Daddy," anyone? And then
Don't wake Daddy!
Chris was like, "But I want to wake Daddy."
Oh,
and
yikes.
Ame was like, "Wake that Daddy."
Did
I
you?
don't. I just, I'm not into it. I'm not into this exchange. But
Daddy.
no, that's super. You know what? I would love to try a shots
Trouble?
version of Trouble. Or like,
That'd
yeah.
be so
That sounds like
Yeah.
trouble.
Yeah,
that sounds-
exactly.
That sounds like what we will do the first time that we all see each other again after
Yeah.
quarantine. That
We could
sounds
do it on
like
my
a
birthday
plan.
too. We could that's
That
my
sounds
plan
like
for
a
my
birthday
like the crappy
plan.
part. The only thing with my birthday is that that's the first episode of book 1 of North Seas, so we do have to like make sure that we're paying attention
Like
to
beat
that
people. Yeah.
street. Well, no, because like it's a it's only a 2-hour episode or whatever, so it's like it's not
Right.
as extensive of a time commitment, but it's just like, okay, gotta make sure that we're camera ready or something like that for a break.
Yeah,
maybe.
we're not
Um,
crazy. We're not crazy drunk after playing Trouble.
But what I would think is, yeah, that'd be cool. We could play that. We could also, so Ame also listed that we should do Betrayal as a Halloween game, and basically
Yes.
it's a 5-player game though. So like that's the thing is like house is
Oh.
it's one of those things where it's a small limitation, but we could get Ame in that and then
It's so
4
good.
people to be in that as well, and we could do maybe we could do like a production of it.
I'm so interested in Betrayal. Like
Chelsea!
it seems like such a cool game.
Chelsea's like super
Oh
frozen.
no, she's frozen. She's frozen.
Well, I mean, to be honest, we are reaching.
Oh, we're right at that point. We're right at the time.
We're gonna have to call it here soon.
Oh
at least
no.
another.
Our
Ame, you didn't-
hangout.
Here's the thing,
Our Stitch
Ame,
and our
you
bitch.
don't remember volunteering, but the fact that you brought it up, sorry,
Means that you are now
that's the
volunteer.
volunteer. That's
You're
I'm sorry, that's what it
volunteered.
means.
You volunteer distribute.
That's not true, Ame. You don't have to do anything you don't want to.
But like we really want you to do it, Ame.
We just love you.
Ame.
That's all.
Ame, it was so good. I don't know why we're whispering.
Because it's a secret.
Oh, it's a secret? Thank God. No one else on the internet.
So her
will know.
computer. So Chelsea's computer just like died, is what she
like
said.
fully
Yeah.
went out.
It's
of
great.
there.
I'm glad that we do have this like last little bit of her just hanging out on screen though.
Yeah, it's a good pose.
With this, we will start our sign off.
Yeah.
I'll let you. Oh, okay. But
Is she
I'll
bake?
let you start.
I'm trying
Oh.
with my phone. I'm
Oh.
so sorry, everybody.
No, don't be sorry. It's okay.
Oh,
We were. I was about to say
yay.
we're actually at our.
We're at time, my
we're
friends.
basically at our
Oh,
time. So like.
Perfect. Great. I don't know. My computer is gone. So.
All right. Well, I hope that
Oh,
is
no.
not a big
a
problem.
lasting problem.
Me too. It's
Yeah.
nothing's working. So.
Hey, I got this far on your craft.
Oh, I did not get very far,
It's
but I
you.
am mostly untangled now at this point. But I got this far.
Yay! So many crafts. We made art. Good job, everybody.
Yeah, I've been making beer in the back, so.
Dude,
Beer?
I really
Yeah.
want you to craft. I really, really need you to craft. Like when it's my episode, I need you to have a craft.
Wait, are
Are
you
you-
really making beer?
No.
Oh.
No.
Actual craft.
Absolutely not. He
But
lives
that
in
was
middle
the
of
that was the
Brooklyn.
joke, Chels, is that
My
craft
no.
beer, you know,
I
like.
know. Oh.
Oh,
I'm on the
jeez.
page now.
Oh.
People do
I mean,
craft
do you
beer, they
are you
don't
worried
craft.
about me having a craft?
I would like you to craft.
No.
Wouldn't
That's
you
not my
like
that's
to
not my question.
craft?
Are you worried that I won't have one to do?
I was a little worried, but now at the skepticism from your tone, it sounds like you're the craftiest man.
He literally draws art.
What no, I'm like, but like, what will you craft?
Beer.
Are you telling me that art is not a craft? It's part of it's literally
It's
part
art
of,
and
of
craft.
an ampersand.
Art
and craft. Yeah.
2 separate
No. No.
and crafts.
Wait, you're not counting arting as crafting?
I will.
Do you want me to make like a
arting as
popsicle
crafting.
stick figure? What is this?
I do. I want you to make like a craft, like a little thingy thing.
All right.
Make a thingy thing.
Make a thingy
I want to
thing.
see a physical thingy thing. My challenge to you, my friend.
All
If you get to pop quiz me at any point, my challenge to you is to get a little crafty, a little craft.
Right.
Craft.
Wait, what are you gonna say,
Where's
Chelsea?
your pop quiz? Where's Bridget's pop quiz?
I'm sorry?
I got 3 last time.
Yeah, I'm sorry that we had more interesting things to discuss than the pop quizzes, and I'm always just trying to make her guess. Maybe I just want to make her sweat. Maybe she just has to worry about what I'm going to ask when I'm going to ask it.
Which I always am.
Yeah.
Always.
Always.
Because my track record is rather low. But hey,
I
I'm
don't know,
charming
like,
and fun to be around.
I haven't been exactly
I haven't been
keeping
paying
track.
attention.
No, I just
Yeah,
haven't
sorry.
I haven't been
My favorite
keeping
one was
tally.
the Hells
Well,
one.
don't start now. No, he's physically doing the math. I can feel it.
Yeah. See, here's the thing. Chris seems to believe, Chelsea, that you'll never fail one of the quizzes because you take more notes than I do.
True.
That is not true. I have a terrible memory. I don't have my notes in front of me.
Remember that? That was my favorite part. Was like, it's a pop quiz. Where's my notes? It's like, no, that's not a pop quiz. Then
That's not how quiz works.
That's not how that works. Oh
Yes, you're a
boy.
cheater.
So
Alright.
go ahead and start the goodbyes. You two.
Yeah. Do you have anything to plug, Chelsea? Do you have anything you'd like to say to the people?
Hi.
Yeah.
Not terribly. I mean, I guess plugging the natural ones, and that's it, really. That's all I got going on. I guess I have that other campaign that you're also a part of as well.
Yes, that is coming in July.
Well, May 8th is the meet and greet, so we have that happening.
Pop quiz, Bridget. When is the meet and greet for the other? That was my second pop quiz. Was me remembering. No, I knew May 8th. I knew.
Sure.
So we have that.
It's in my calendar. It's in my calendar.
So watch
Put it in
me
my
try
calendar.
and be a sorcerer on that.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Be nervous.
Wild
but
magic
excited.
sorcerer. Yeah. And I mean, this is as far as I got on the craft. Stay tuned on our, Naturals Ones everythings for the time-lapse finishing of that. And if you want some cool embroidered stuff, I'm on Etsy, String Theory Shop, all one word. And we got some cool stuff there. I also do commissions if you have a cool photo that you want to put on your wall in the stitch form. But other than that, those are my plugs. Tyler?
Well, I just wanted to thank everybody for coming by, and thanks everybody for being so engaged in the chat. And just know that we do this show every week, every Thursday, 7 p.m. is when we start. You're welcome to join in, and I try to keep a handle on chat just to kind of like shout some stuff out as well as answer questions, or ask them of the people, mainly because they're kind of focused on their crafts. It's a little bit tough to get the chat going on at the same time for them. When we actually get to do this in the same room, it'll be a lot easier.
It'll be so much easier.
It'll
easier.
flow a lot better. Because then when I go pop quiz, Bridget, what? Oh jeez.
Oh. You startled her.
Kicked my desk.
All right, are we good?
I'm ready. I'm excited.
Are we
Go.
set? Are you stable?
No.
No.
That was rhetorical.
All right. What is the name of the town that Liam saved in his own backstory?
Oh shit. Remember our darkest time. Song it in rhyme. Goblin Marauders, Bloods with Complaints. I have to go through the song. Remember, Jackets of Days. Oh shit. Femoral.
Nope.
There's something cries were heard far away. I don't.
If it goes by the logic of Liam,
to what? Hang on, what'd you say?
if it goes by the logic of Liam, it'd be like River Cat.
If it goes by the logic of Liam, utter silence for 30 seconds.
I was trying to think of like the equivalent of Hammer Fist, like
Tamarill?
Tamarill.
Fucking
Tamarill.
Tamarill.
Yeah.
I was close.
River Cat.
Nah, your first answer was femoral. So
I don't
no,
know. Tamarill.
you're not close.
Tamarill. Farival. I said Tamarill a second ago.
Yeah, that's not your first answer. Pop quizzes are about your first answer.
No, because you can look at them again.
No,
Your test before you
not
start
these
answering.
ones. These ones are about your. This is like Jeopardy shit. This is your first answer.
This is some
Ooh, can we
Jeopardy
play
bullshit.
Wait, I want another question. I'll see who gets it.
Okay.
Okay.
Wait, what?
How do we buzz in?
Bing.
Bing. Okay. All right. Give me a second. Let's see. What's a good one?
I'm nervous. I like how you're actually holding a buzzer.
I'm ready for my clicker.
I'm like ready to clap. I'll do
I
How?
There was a part of me that was like,
What is the distance between? How far away is Korhal, the city of Korhal, from Taro?
that one's all you, Chels. I have no fucking idea.
a convenient owl ride away.
A beat. One transportation circle.
No, I'm sorry. The answer we were looking for was 450 miles.
Christ
Oh,
on a bike.
well, an owl can go 500, so I was right.
As the owl flies.
That's a Jeopardy question.
No, that's a crap.
Okay, all right. I'll do it. Well, one more.
We demand more.
I have
pop
given
quizzes.
you this information. When you guys left Sestead, I said it was 900 miles to Taro, and half of that distance was Korhal. You have been given the information.
Right, that. Oh, I guess that makes sense. That would make it 450. I was about to be like, right, so then. No, okay.
What do you want to say, Chris? What do you want to say?
What do you want to say?
Oh, yes. So this is pre-stream question.
Yikes. Okay.
Who did the Mountain Dews murder and leave in the streets?
The knight.
Do you have any clue as to what his name was?
Evil dude. Knight evil dude.
I'll accept
Was
the
I
knight.
there?
I'll accept the knight.
Knight of the round heart. Nope, blue heart.
Sapphire.
Was I there for that?
Sapphire
Sapphire.
Heart. Yeah, you had
Did
just
I
started.
murder him?
You had just started. No, you didn't murder him. You guys all did, but like you had just started.
Collectively.
Yeah.
Well,
Sapphire
lovely.
heart knight. What's his real name?
I'm
Ted.
sorry. You don't get that information. I'm sorry.
You don't.
Ted.
know. Oh,
Of the Sapphire Heart.
Here's a question. Who's Kevin?
Who's Kevin? He is the bird from the Raven Queen that you guys met on the Shadowfell trip that you guys had.
That's correct.
What's his last name?
He didn't have a last name.
He does.
Bird person.
Kevin Bird Person? Is that what you're trying to tell
We're
me?
distant cousins. Don't even back the different family.
Oh, you know what? Jackie's got a good one. Here's another Jeopardy question.
Hurry it up,
You know
because
what
I gotta
plays
pee.
the real
Let's do
game?
it.
All right. What are the names of the 7 children of Setlali?
Oh, I know most of these.
Hawking,
Hang on.
Rosa.
Yes. Zeus.
No, you.
Einstein? No.
We
her.
can't like do.
It's
we,
her.
We have to do it.
She
together,
buzzed
or
in. We're doing Jeopardy. She buzzed in. That was her decision to make it this kind of a game.
Fine.
So okay, you said Hawking, Rosa.
Then there is Mozart? No.
Okay.
There's the artist Keith Haring.
No.
No, I don't know anymore.
All right.
except for Mozart.
All right, passing it to you, Bridget.
All right. I got Hawking,
Uh-huh.
Picasso,
Uh-huh.
Rosa,
Yes.
Zeus.
Sure.
Isn't one name for Amelia Earhart?
Are they?
Oprah.
Amelia. Oprah! I'm so sad that one of them is not Oprah. There's two more, right? There's two more. I don't know. I don't know the other two. Bach and Stravinsky.
No and no.
Right? Mozart sounds good.
Did I get Amelia right? Did I get Earhart right?
Amelia sounds right.
I think there was one for Amelia Earhart because I was like, yes, bitch, Amelia Earhart.
Yes, there was.
Yeah.
Picasso?
Picasso for sure is one because Picasso was the first one who
But
like
that's
drew us the
4 of
picture
them,
of
we
like,
know for sure.
we're the kobolds, you killed our parents.
Was there one like
We are the kobolds. You
We
killed
the
our
kobolds,
parents.
you killed parents. Adopt us, please.
Irving?
Irving!
No,
Irving is? Irving. There's
No.
one like Irving.
it's
Armstrong.
not Irving, but there. I mean,
Irvin.
Irvin?
no. This is a great one. You guys are having a good old time.
Earhart, Uri,
Urkel.
Einstein.
I said Einstein. I don't think that's right.
It's not.
No, Einstein isn't right.
You're just missing two. You're just missing two.
Freud?
No.
Irving. Irvin?
Think a book.
Edison?
A book with a lot of words in it.
Austin.
Webster.
Webster. Webster
Oh.
is another one.
Yeah, because he's the brainy one who hangs out with
Mhm.
Yvonne a lot.
And
I
there's
want
one
Jackie
more.
to know that I knew Austin though.
There's
Not
one
me, but that's-
more
that's not our
named
name, but-
named after someone who originated the Underground Railroad.
Harriet.
Yeah. Yeah, there you go.
I was like,
I didn't get
Sojourner
them.
Truth, and then I was like, nope, other one.
I didn't get it, but I knew Rosa.
Well, we tried. And we're also over time.
Oh, for sure.
That's true. Sorry, I got excited. I really want to play Jeopardy.
No, like Jet,
natural
like
ones.
we gotta remember to build in time for pop quiz fun.
I don't care. We can go 2 hours. It doesn't matter. There's no rules to this. There are no rules. Like, we can go for 90 minutes or 120. Like, it's not.
True. I mean, well, the only rule as of right now is my bladder. So, like,
Sure, that's
are
on
we
you.
hanging out, or if we're gonna?
No, we're gonna go. This is it. This is
All right.
goodbye. Thank you everybody for coming by. We will be back. I think our next stream is next Wednesday. We will be continuing the Chronicles of Taro. Actually, it's not called the Chronicles.
Yay!
But it's Tales of Taro.
Everybody's big day out.
And if you didn't catch North Sea, you can catch it the rerun tomorrow.
Yeah.
Totally.
Tomorrow.
You should. It's fun.
While
Watch
we're
us be
filming.
Vikings. There's some good shit in there, y'all.
Part 3.
There's at least, Theta Tag. It's both Tales.
Oh.
All right, everybody. Goodbye. Thank you so much.
Bye. Have a good week.
Shablam.